You know.
I guess is it unfair or is it just incredibly fair?
No,
It's a little bit unfair.
I think it's unfair.
But like this, I think it's the most unfair a fair deck can get. I think if you're playing Fab, as I would say, Fab is inherently supposed to be played, which is, Welcome to Wraith style classic constructed. Yep. Like mid-ranges, grinding numbers, I think no deck does that better than Florian.
Okay.
I think that is his niche, and I think niche is the word to do it. I think he sits at the top of the numbers game, because obviously he has a deck that inherently wants you to throw attacks at him, wants to block efficiently, and then wants to decompose those cards. And in his late game, he is doing split damage at above rate than you can do probably at the start of the game, really, for the most part, outside of your power cards. And he's doing it with the blues that he pitched in the first cycle, which is why he's very tough to beat if you're playing one of those fundamental, balanced, dare I say it, fair strategies. Obviously, a deck that keeps him in check would be a board state one, something like Gravy. But even then, these Florian players must have beaten Gravies on the way. Gravy was still there.
Well, they did. There was one in the top 8, and we mentioned already.
Yeah, we saw the Florian that fatigued Gravy in the top 8. Obviously, I do think week 1 Gravy is going to look very different to what Gravies will look like in ProQuest season.
Yes. Well, there's a whole new set to come out. So.
That too. So
we'll get to that.
Oh, we might. We'll see. We've still got about 100 to get, John.
Welcome to Energy Potion, a Flesh and Blood podcast where we chat about trying, failing, and sometimes succeeding to play Flesh and Blood as competitively as we can. This episode was recorded in front of a live audience at an exclusive secret location. Before you smash the like, follow, or subscribe buttons, just take a moment. Do you really want your friends and connections to hear the latest hot takes and root techs before you get to play them yourself? But the plan is Portsmouth Spellbound. It's 03 bracket dice for the grand opening.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
I don't want to go with that kind of pressure, so I'm thinking about it, but I think we need to go to Spellbound.
Yeah, I mean, I want to support Spellbound.
It's Portsmouth Spellbound, Dark Sphere.
Yep.
Brighton.
Dice Saloon, yep.
Dice Saloon, Brighton. Dice.
And Destiny. I've heard of them, yeah.
Edinburgh. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
It's a great plan.
Good.
The Treasury is not happy about it, but it is a great plan.
No, tell me about it. And to be confirmed as and when, basically.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these are accessible without the
This
benefits
is why I was
wagon.
pushing the message around Portsmouth, because I think Portsmouth is the one
that we can at least guarantee
that I'm fairly certain of, because it's first, but also the one that I don't think it's a backup.
And it would be beneficial for me to pick it up, so I don't have the stress of winning another one isn't there, right? I could just go and vlog all the other ones.
Yeah, precisely.
So just really aim for
that. Which is why I'm going to build Max. I think Max can do it. I want Max to do it.
If there is a week for you to play Kano, John, it is week 1. Don't look at me like that, John. You know it's true.
I know it's true.
They call me Mr. Right.
I know it's true.
Because I'm never wrong.
And it might be my last chance to play him as well. It's just the reps. It's just getting the reps into Kano.
Yes.
What's the current Kano build looking like?
It still is playing a degree of the casino stuff, but I think it's tempered down a lot now. It's playing a lot more around blocking, setting up a bigger turn, ripping less off the top at random. Because the only real decks you have to do that into would be Isilio, Syndra. And whilst they have been falling off, obviously, Syndra and obviously is making a comeback. Isilio is, in some places, the most played deck. But Wizard versus Wizard is an interesting one in its own right. Speaking of which, I don't know how many reps you have in that matchup, but it's going to be one you need to get some practice in if you're playing it.
Time to put the gang together.
Yeah, me and the Ace of Wildfires.
No, I can see it.
That's a great gang name.
I think you probably, except I really like the idea of Max, because Max can go fast.
I love the idea of Max.
Max can go fast, and he can swing the mech a few times.
If he builds it.
And no, building it's not the problem. Max is no, building the mech is not the problem, Max. Really it isn't. Really it isn't. Max is pretty good at building the mech. He really is. No, he is. It's the action points.
And keeping it alive.
It's the swinging it. Bang, bang, bang.
We'll see. I mean, we need full set review. We need to see what these decks are doing, because again, we still don't actually really have much of an inkling as to what they will be doing. We need the full set to see the glue pieces.
Yes, yeah.
Because we having 4 new decks hit the metagame. I assume at least one will impact it.
And they look cool. Like,
I mean, as of today, we've seen a few of the instant 3-block Pleiades auras.
Yep.
Which inherently means that she is a guardian that you can never afford to give a 4-card hand, because she can always convert it, because obviously she's an action point locked if they're instant. I think Volta probably also doesn't really have that problem, but as modern game design moves on, guardians are less beholden to the age-old rule that you can give them the 4-card hand every now and again. But yeah, that's what we got today. We've got a few other cool Pleiades cards, some very strong revered-looking cards as well. Some very good cards in general. A lot of them are good numbers cards, John, which means I'm very excited because I love good numbers.
You and all the Hatchets players.
Exactly.
Yep.
I love brute maths at its purest, most unadulterated form. I love extracting maximum value per card per turn cycle, and these heroes look to be doing that, especially specifically in the revered side. I think the reviled side is still extracting value, but obviously it's a lot more gotcha moments involved as well. Although I do, it was quite a fun little conversation we had in the Cuppish chat, in how obviously the revered cards all have benefits from being at lower life.
Yes.
Which, as we know, with the existence of Scar for Scarers, is actually an incredibly difficult and high skill ceiling thing to do.
Yes.
But there are some cards there that, if you're at lower life, are incredible, like 1-card plays, right? And obviously the opposite is that Reviled plays from higher life, which means we've eventually come to the conclusion that blocking really is evil, John. This is their proof that to block is in fact to be the bad guy, because you're at more life. So,
yeah, true.
If there's anything you take away from this set, John, it should really be that blockers are the villains.
They are the villains. You know, this is why Redline decks are the best. Redline decks
they're
are always
hero
the
decks,
hero
yeah.
decks. Hero decks. You know, your famous Redline decks, Syndra, Max, they're the heroes.
Actually, there are some
others in there. I
mean,
mean,
Max
Fi's pretty
can
good.
be Redline.
Fi's pretty good.
Got 3 hyperdrivers out, and you start with a 0 to 60. You don't have to pitch anything.
Yeah.
5 pitches more than he used to.
You get 6 hyperdrivers out, and then play a
Make 2
0
Max.
60 and a moonshot, and you're laughing.
You certainly are. And then you wake up, and then you get. It was a really, really nice dream I had, John. Right. What's first? What's the actual first? Should we start with the congratulations?
Battle Hardens. Oh.
We can congratulate the Battle Hardened winners if you want.
No.
I was going to work backwards.
We're very excited about the congratulations bit,
exactly.
aren't we?
I think we're doing congratulations. Because the thing is, John.
Okay. I was going to go chronologically in my head, but you're right.
No, we have to go by hype moments in order, John.
Okay.
I've known for a while.
So the biggest hype moment. You can't admit that on podcast?
I can. It's great. I'm a reviled hero, John. I'm a blocker.
Do I have to cut that?
No.
I'm not going to.
I'm allowed to. I'm part of the team, John.
That's
I've
true.
got a hoodie. It's in the hall.
Yeah, okay, fine.
What I wasn't allowed was to tell anyone.
No, fine.
I didn't.
Fair. Reasonable.
Even though me and Callum made multiple references to it in the chat.
Yeah,
in the CPAS chat. It was great.
Like all your best jokes, they went right over my head.
It was great. And it went over everyone else's as well, because me and Callum were just playing this all little tee-hee. They don't know, but we know.
Yep.
We know that Cup of TCG was not only shortlisted to receive one of the creator grants from LSS, but actually did end up receiving one.
They did.
Which is incredible.
That's 5 out of however many creators there are.
Well,
got 1.
10.
5 from a short list of 10.
Out of the 10 shortlisted.
We were not on the shortlist with Energy Potion, though, so clearly it's not comprehensive.
I think they have a preference for the smaller creators, John. That's why.
We're too big.
We're too big, John.
We are pushing out at least 1 episode a week.
Pushing it is, in fact, the way I would put it as well. But no, obviously a huge congratulations to the boys, with a personal write-up as well on the article.
Yeah, I read the article. I wonder who's going to be choosing their sound equipment, which is something they said they'd spend the money on.
I can tell you for free, the plans are already in motion, John.
Good.
Part of, I mean, the joke from like day one of the grant even being announced, obviously the couples were all discussing what would we spend it on, that kind of stuff. You know, if such a crazy thing was to ever happen, and then the benefit of having someone with a lot of streaming experience and someone with a lot of audio experience is that once you get through the initial onslaught of 10,000 beers and all on red, you get to the serious discussion of here's some actually high quality equipment that we do need, that we could spend the money on, that are good investments.
I'm really excited to see what they get. I do actually want. I put it in chat, but when they announced, my first thing was, when's the buying video? When's the unboxing?
Yeah,
video?
When's the unboxing video?
When's the unboxing video for all your cool stuff?
Well, this is when's the anything video, John? This is the thing. I've obviously got a unique viewpoint from being, inside the house as things happen. Obviously, the cash injection of $5,000 American dollars is fantastic in its own right. But even just like being put on that article, their followers, their subs are going up loads. The publicity is fantastic.
Where are they at now? How many subs they got? Actually, I want to know, because I need to update Karen's nickname.
I think we went to 888 this morning.
Ooh.
So I think they're
188 since the last time I checked.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. They've gotten a lot.
And I only checked a month ago.
And this is for specifically YouTube subscribers. In terms of like followers on various social media platforms, obviously the numbers are going up and up and up. And I've been saying to him, we need to capitalize. You need to put a video out right now.
Yes. Where's the unboxing?
Where's the unboxing? Where's this anything? But again, unfortunately, as much as I like to say, Kyle, make this video happen. Yeah. There are actually stuff that happens behind the scene to make a video.
He puts a lot of work into them.
Which
is why they're such high quality.
Exactly. And also, it turns out to put a video out, you do need to actually have recorded the video.
Yeah.
I can't just say, Kyle, drop the video, because it actually doesn't work like that. Whereas I can say, John, drop the podcast, and that actually usually does work.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Which is, I just thought it was, an innate talent that I had. It's incredible news for all of them. They deserve it wholeheartedly.
Well, they've done fantastic work in the last... okay, so you go back to when I joined chat, and...
Years ago, and there was a running joke that it had been a year since the couple's last video, and I think that joke lasted a year, so it must have been 2 years. They came out of the gate kicking, and then...
But then they got another one out, and then they got a couple more out, and...
They found their rhythm.
And they have found a rhythm. And especially with the Project Blue stuff, where they are championing, they are the champions of the Project Blue format, as far as I can tell.
And then again, we're due some updates on that, so I'm sure they'll capitalise on that.
But they've done the work to put out some good videos on stuff that's relevant and happening, right? The Army Deck upgrade videos. Just gameplay videos of them sitting and playing games. They've been working on. They've been working on it.
Exactly.
I know from some of the background stuff that they've been working on how they film it and where they film it and the kit for filming
working
it.
Very hard. And obviously, and doing a lot of research and doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. It's not all just turning up and playing, for the most part, correct fab. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes. There's so much, like lighting cards, for example, for a camera.
Yes,
is awful.
Is a really difficult. I've tried it.
Horrible,
really difficult skill.
So kudos to Kyle for figuring that out.
Has he figured it out?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he's figuring it out.
When you figure it out, Kyle, let me know.
And I think part of what this grant will go on will be towards the endeavour of figuring that out.
Good. I have a feeling anti-gloss sleeves might be the way forwards.
Wow, you can't. The issue with something like that is that you can't decide what people are sleeving their cards with when they're on stream. Because this isn't just for like gameplay videos.
True.
Part of the plan is to go forward and record gameplay at events and such.
Yep.
Like they did with CGC.
They've also been casting, haven't they? AG?
Yeah.
Not AG.
That'd be impressive. No, they've been casting the league that means nothing.
The league that means nothing. The other excellent league that's out there.
Callum and Carl have been doing some fantastic casts on that too, which are easily my favourite ones of the series. Maybe I'm intrinsically a little bit biased, but it is what it is. I think Ryan and Finley are still competing in it as well, and Ryan's doing quite well actually.
Nice.
So I've been watching a few of his games and stuff on too. He's been getting a lot of reps in with Verdant. So they've all been doing fantastic work in and around like the scene and the game as a whole. And the hope is this obviously is what going to be spurs them to go on and do even more.
Well, I kind of feel it's not just you've said it, not just about the money. It's not just even about this announcement. It's the fact that actually LSS want a return on investment and will support everything they push out from here on.
That's the hope.
For this year, LSS will be a platform for them, and maybe even going forwards. But certainly for this year, they've got a platform in LSS to really push what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they also get to literally add the tagline of endorsed by LSS.
That's a good point.
Like to all of their videos, all of their footage, cup of
That's a
TCG,
really good point.
subtitle,
Yeah,
receiver of the LSS.
It is. It's a huge deal. It is a huge deal.
Because again, one of the key things was for every person like in the Discord or on the Reddit saying, "Oh, I've never heard of these guys."
Yeah.
There was just as many saying, "Oh, I'm really glad they got it."
Yeah.
I'm really glad they got it. We've got a lot. There's a lot of people that have been supporting them for a while. And obviously that's fantastic because for every person who hadn't seen their content, is seeing comments saying you should watch them, they'll go and watch them. And sure, maybe not all of them will find it their cup of TCG, but they will. For everyone that doesn't, there will be one that does, and they'll grow and they'll keep growing, and before you know it, they'll be the face of Fab.
They're big enough to get disc posts on X.
Well,
it's
soon,
amazing.
Really, soon.
I've seen one.
You've seen one already?
I've seen one already.
That's exciting.
I know. I was very excited. I didn't want to share it but I was very excited for them. I was like, "You've made it, guys! You've
really
made it!
Well, that's
You've
true.
upset somebody who's never met you on X."
Yeah, I don't know how. They're awfully tame. But I suppose the instant does just breed negativity.
Well,
but in this case, I think
it was another content creator who did not get a grant and had never heard of some of the other content creators who did and was upset about it.
I mean, this is the issue with any whenever you do anything like this, there will be winners and there will be losers, and it is so hard to lose out, right? I don't envy them in the slightest. I do feel for all the people who work very hard because content creation is hard as nails.
Yes, tell me about it.
Thankless task.
Thank you, all our listeners. Both of you are wonderful.
Well, yeah, we really appreciate both of you, especially the one in New Zealand. So yeah, congrats to them. Obviously, like just a bit of, like I said, just a local fluff piece, really, for our boys.
We're talking about Flesh and Blood.
We are. I've heard.
And well,
and now that we've gotten the fluff piece out of the way.
We've got the fluff piece out of the way.
We talk about the games.
The games? Yeah, let's talk about the games. Battle Hardens.
The Battle Hardened weekend, a triple threat.
Triple Battle Hardened weekend.
Worldwide. 3-pronged approach to our brand new metagame, John.
And there were some interesting calls, I believe. There were some highs, there were some lows. Yeah. I'm going to start with.
Yep.
I'm going to start by warning people there will be spoilers.
Oh yeah, we should probably. I mean, for those who have
if you want to watch them, listen to this later.
Yes, or you don't really mind hearing one, I suppose.
But I actually want to start with how did Gravy do?
Not great, John.
Really?
Not fantastic.
There was at least one Gravy in the top 8 somewhere.
Yep.
That's good.
Well, it's a bit of a fall from grace from.
It's a little fall from grace, but given that Florian is now our Lord and Master.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts.
Soil Guardian.
Dirt Guardian.
Yeah.
There was one. There was one in Munchen in Munich.
Yes.
God bless the Europeans.
He was in top 8. He did lose, I think, to the Florian in top 8.
I do remember.
I think it was one of the few games that I watched.
Yes. And this was how the Florians have been approaching that matchup.
Very grindy.
Through fatigue.
Very grindy fatigue.
Which I said a long time ago, one of his biggest weaknesses in young Grabibo Bones, it is that once he's out of allies, he is out of options. And if a deck knows that and can play to that end game and can force maybe the occasional unforced error, they can get away with it.
But there was an MVP that game.
Yeah?
Yeah. Orson. Is it Orson?
Oyston. The 0 for 3, 0 cost,
for 3.
One hit point.
Do you know how much damage Oyston sent in that game?
John, as an avid Oyston enjoyer myself, I can guess. But Oyston could quite literally read on it, "You can't touch me," and it wouldn't be far off his current rules text. It's actually, it's only gotten more relevant with Gravy having less access to gold, because there will be a good chunk of Gravy's turns where he's like, I could really do with a gold right now. Like, a gold really turns on the rest of my turn, really turns on my entire game plan for the next few turns. And he'll glass whimsically at the little Oyston on the board. Oyston will turn around, give a little wave back. We'll both look at the opponent, and the opponent will say, I'm not hitting you. I'm not touching that thing. And so, Oyston, for the 4th, 5th, 6th, maybe 7th turn in a row, will get in for 3. Sometimes he'll get in for 3, waving his gold-baited hook, saying, by the way, I'll take a gold if it hits, so they have to block that too. So he's taking a card, he's threatening a gold, and before too long, eventually he does have to bite the bullet. I might play 2 Oystons, John.
I think that one Oyston pushed around 30 damage.
Yeah, I love him. He's honestly Gravy's strongest soldier. Probably closely contested right now in my newer build, not necessarily the newer builds going around, with Scuba.
Yes.
As another way of making gold.
Yeah.
But again, this is part of the reason that I think the change up is well, it had an impact for sure, because the way that Gravy's being played is that he has to play more than the base good 9 allies in the triple rigor mortis, Chum and Sawbones. You have to be throwing in, if not a main board Oyston, then Oyston a lot more often than you'd like. You're having to rely on Swabby a bit more. You're having to rely on Scuba a bit more. I was already playing a 1-1 split. I'm probably going to play 2 in the main board going forward. Just going forward. I think a lot of other decks will too. So he's diversified his options. The deck does look a bit different. Not too different, but different enough. But it looks different enough that instead of having multiple, finalists or multiple in the top 8s, we had one. We had one across 3 three top 8 for Battle Hardens. We had one in Munich, and an array of other heroes as well. Which of the 3 would you like to start for when it comes to discussing the top 8?
Let's go around the world. So the one in Asia somewhere. Manila.
Fantastic. So in Manila, we had a Dio, a Florian, a Kasai, a Syndra, a Kano, an Arachne, and a Victor Goldmane.
So I will say, as an avid Syndra enjoyer, though there was also a Syndra in the Munich top 8. I've spoiled that, sorry. But
we haven't got to that yet.
They were really close in their lists. They both changed. I think they were like 3 cards out almost.
I wouldn't surprise me.
And the lists were, but they weren't lists I'd seen before.
No.
But they both settled on the same answer to the meta, pretty much.
Redline.
Yeah. One of them had no blues.
Yeah.
No blues.
I think that was the Munich one. Yeah. But what do you need blues for, John? Jarl?
Throw daggers? Oh, Jarl?
Exactly. Who's Jarl?
Yeah.
Well, throw daggers, John. Yeah, I sure hope she does. That's the whole point of the deck.
Yep.
I don't need throw daggers for that. I'm flicking those knives.
So Syndra has pure redline as her play of the day because that gets through Florian.
Well, again,
ideally.
if you're expecting Florian, you're expecting a bump up in verdance, then I think Syndra is a solid take. We were saying this the other week. And evidently, it showed to a degree. Obviously, we saw CYK Lionel, renowned Dash.io player, do very well, make it to the top 8 on Dio. Again, if Earth is rising, I wouldn't have brought Dio, but still, it's a testament to dedicating yourself to a deck, is that even if the metagame isn't necessarily preferable, you can still pull it out of the bag if you know what you're doing. We had, like I said, 2 Florians, which, spoilers, did quite well. A Kasai, which is always nice, because again, the worry is that if a metagame slows down, especially with like Earth and more blocking, then warriors in theory get worse. I think Kasai is actually the opposite to that. I think Kasai actually quite likes decks that are willing to give her a bit more space to set up these bigger hands.
Yeah.
Because she will accrue the copper. She'll get her copper. She'll get her gold one way or another. And when she does, it means she can set up these big blood in her hands turns, and obviously these big Raisin armies, and then she can swallow you with value. I wouldn't be surprised to see if she does quite well into this new metagame.
Yeah, she worries me because I don't think anything. I think everything I've got is bad into Kasai.
You literally have Kano, John.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
Just to let you know.
Yeah. Thanks.
Just to remind you.
Yep.
Speaking of Kano, a new Wunder kid has appeared on the block, John. 15 years old, piloting Kano. I believe it was mentioned his first high tier.
He's been playing for a few months and he's piloted Kano.
So he's an expert now.
Yeah, basically.
I just don't know how the kids do it, John.
Well,
at 15, I'm pretty sure I was still eating dirt. And, crayons and Play-Doh and various other things. I think I'd learned to read by that point. And yet here he is playing Kano to an incredible level. Again, I think losing in the semi-finals, only just. You scared me there, John. Looking at the recording.
Well, I just want to see that it is actually capturing.
Yeah, I'm glad that you
and-
decided to check after we'd been going for about 20 minutes.
Well, better now, better now than later.
Sure. But speaking of better late than never, Marionette has decided to
Yeah.
make a push. No slippies at all, I believe, across.
No, there was one.
Oh, there was one.
There
Okay,
was one
so
somewhere.
similar to Gravy,
Yep.
pushed to the edge, still kind of there. But Marionette, again, not a hero I necessarily would want to bring to a metagame dominated by Borderline Guardians when we're talking about Earth. Still can find space to do it. Dagger build, putting in work. Do you know the finals for that Battle Hardened, John? Do you remember?
I've seen them.
Yeah?
Was that one Florian?
I believe Manila was...
Because I'm okay. Maybe I should have checked, but I'm sure one of them was Florian.
I think Manila was Arachne Victor.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was Manila.
which is the real. Yeah, it was. It was Victor Arachne. So spoilers for Battle Hardened Munich, but but yeah, it was so in a top 8 where we had two Florians paired into respectively the Victor and the Arachne Marionette.
Yep.
What I would say are pretty good matchups for Florian, pretty bad matchups for the matchups. They pulled them out of the bag.
Yep.
And ended up meeting in the finals. These obviously two heroes that for the most part haven't been meta dominant.
Nope.
And yeah, it would have been a real grindy slugfest in that final. And obviously two decks that I don't mind. I mean, as assassins go, Marionette's probably the one I like the most. maybe
Huntsman.
Maybe not. Yeah, I would say maybe Huntsman pips it at the end. And Victor, a Guardian, a man after my own heart. So already that was the first one we got the results for because of the time zones. And so straight out of the bat, we were like seeing the immediate effects of the BNR. Like no signs of the decks that were keeping these ones in check, and instead we see obviously two Florians in the top 8, which we hadn't seen in a while, and decks that theoretically should lose the Florian, get past him, and get to the finals.
Well, everyone's nice thing about Shake Up is everyone's scrambling. Everyone's teched different things for what they think the meta is going to be, and
no one has a clue.
And no one has a clue, and no one's expecting a cheeky Victor.
Well, no.
Like,
not.
He's there. He's a threat, but he's not what you're going to bring the tech for to an event like that.
Or no, because if everyone's teching Syndra,
yeah.
And then you bring Victor to eat the Syndras, and you still manage to pick off a Florian on the way, then I think you're in a good spot, aren't you? You're doing all right. You're not doing too bad at all. So yeah, fantastic top 8 there. We'll then move to Munich. Just quickly jump across.
Jump across.
Go for a quick walk down the road to Munich, where we see a very different top 8. In Gravy Bones, Acilio, Syndra, Dio, Florian.
Yep.
That's very different. Maybe more
polarized.
Well,
I see that as polarized. You've got.
Yeah, I was going to say
other than
more,
Gravy, you've got very fast aggro or Florian.
We're saying more doubles, put it like this, more multiples. Much more condensed, obviously specifically towards Florian, who eventually we did get a Florian final.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
place your bets on who wins.
I didn't watch that.
But Munich also had an incredible Acilio turnout. Like Acilio, I think, was the most played deck, if not one of the most played decks. A deck that obviously was on the rise because of Gravy's dominance, and will continue to rise if Florian ends up being the actual best deck in format, and Verdance as well. A deck that really likes be given the space to set up these big turns, and then obviously likes executing on them as well. And so, not a surprise at all to see a couple of those in there. Obviously, not a surprise at all to see Syndra either.
Yep.
Maybe more of a surprise to see another Dio crop up.
Dio's in a good spot.
But
I mean, she's
Dio
fatigable, but they know how to get over the top now.
Well, yeah, they do, and they've had a lot of practice assembling, multiple max velocity turns, specifically against me. It does feel like, and so she has the outs to beat these decks. But obviously, this isn't necessarily a meta game where I'd be like, "Oh, I'm really excited to play Dio." But then, like I said, these Dio players have been playing
that's
for
the
a while
time
now.
to bring the deck to the meta game, right? It's when people aren't expecting you, and then you've got an angle. You've got an angle into the meta.
To a degree. As long as you know what your game plans are, you're always inherently you've got game, right?
Yeah.
As long as you're playing a deck, okay, not like Teklo maybe, but if you're playing a deck that has a game plan that can do something a little bit unfair, something that breaks the fundamental maths of the game, like Dio can, I think you always have a shot. You're never down and out. That being said, obviously above Dio, it was a triple Florian finish.
Well,
in
Florian
first,
does
second,
unfair
and tied
things
third.
as well, just at the other side of the spectrum.
Well, he does.
Yeah.
I guess is it unfair or is it just incredibly fair?
No,
It's a little bit unfair.
I think it's unfair.
But like this, I think it's the most unfair a fair deck can get. I think if you're playing Fab, as I would say, Fab is inherently supposed to be played, which is Welcome to Wraith style classic constructed. Like mid-ranges, grinding numbers. I think no deck does that better than Florian.
Okay.
I think that is his niche. And I think niche is the word to do it. I think he sits at the top of the numbers game because obviously he has a deck that inherently wants you to throw attacks at him, wants to block efficiently, and then wants to decompose those cards. And in his late game, he is doing split damage at above rate than you can do probably at the start of the game, really, for the most part, outside of your power cards. And he's doing it with the blues that he pitched in the first cycle, which is why he's very tough to beat if you're playing one of those fundamental, balanced, dare I say it, fair strategies. Obviously, a deck that keeps him in check would be a board state one, something like Gravy. But even then, these Florian players must have beaten Gravies on the way. Gravy was still there.
Well, they did. There was one in the top 8
and we
mentioned
saw
already.
Yeah, we saw the Florian that fatigued Gravy in the top 8. Obviously, I do think week 1 Gravy is going to look very different to what Gravies will look like in ProQuest season.
Yes. Well, there's a whole new set to come out. So.
That too. So
we'll get to that.
Oh, we might. We'll see. Still got about 100 to get, John. But again, as it stands, Florian being the most well-performing deck across 2 Battle Hardens does give you an implication that maybe Tales of his death, maybe Tales of his metagame unplayability was slightly exaggerated.
Well, when heroes have good cards unbanned, they become good again.
I would argue that as good as Germinate is,
it's not the reason.
Well, it's a blue block 3 and it's an Earth card, and that's its strongest point, really. But I do think he could do a lot of this game plan without it. It helps. It shores up one of his little gaps.
Did it just maybe boost the confidence of the Florian players? That might just be it,
and that's what I'm saying.
And then they bring Florian again, and they're happy with it. And
I think a lot of players who probably quite enjoyed playing Florian in his first heyday were very happy to go, you know what, I'm going to play Old Faithful again, and were probably quite pleasantly surprised to go, oh wow, yeah, Florian's still got incredible hands into most decks in the metagame.
This matters more with metas than we think. Is not what deck is good, but what deck are people bringing?
It's perceived good, exactly.
Yeah. And what are the good players bringing as well is the issue.
Which is an indicator, yeah.
Yeah, but what the good players are bringing tends to be good, but are they ignoring other good decks? Tends to be the problem. A lot of people flock to. I know one TCG player whose rule is play the best deck in format. Just play with the best deck in format. That's the job.
Yeah, we should get him
on. He's probably too good for us and busy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Lucian. You're talking about I know.
No, I was.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it is a good general thing. Obviously, the key point of play the best deck as a mentality is that you need someone else to have figured out the best deck. And as we were saying just now, because we're week 1 of a
this is it. They're a Pokemon player, right? So
that's easy.
The format gets sorted fairly quickly there.
Well, it gets solved in Japan a few months earlier.
So it's a lot harder in our favourite TCG. But that's one of the reasons we love it.
It is because we're all figuring it out at the same time.
Yeah,
and it's why we end up with 3 Battle Hardens with 3 similar but very different top 8s.
Yeah. So come on then, the third one.
And we'll round it out with Chicago now,
which I know nothing about actually. Somehow it was in a time zone that eluded me.
Yes, that's understandable. America is 8, 7 East Coast.
5 to 11 hours away.
It's far enough away that it started at my bedtime.
It's 5 to 11 hours away, I think.
Anyway, first top 8 deck, renowned metagame staple. Surprised he hasn't LL'd yet. It's Rhino Reckless Rampage.
What?
Would you like to bet 100 British pounds on who was playing that deck?
Which way am I betting?
Well, it doesn't matter, John, because I'm not taking the bet because it's an obvious guess.
Okay, fine. No, I will wager money on it being Eugene.
It was actually Eugene, yeah. It was that's actually quite crazy. Would you like to guess how many red, not Nimbilism, red Nimbies was he playing in the deck?
4.
No, he wasn't playing one. No, but he was playing one.
One?
His list, as ever, is a work of art. If I can recommend anything to any prospective Rhino players, it is to look, but don't touch when it comes to Eugene's deck lists. Because, trust me, loads of us have been playing Rhino for over like 4 years now, understand it just as much as you do. And it is dangerous if not handled by professionals. But no, he managed to pull it out, get to top 8. Next to him, another metagame staple, is Riptide, Luck of the Deep. A deck that last saw its heyday when Zen had access to Art of War and was a firm warrior holding the line against such nonsense. Fundamentally, I don't know what he's doing here, outside of, I suppose, eating the Syndra's who were hoping to eat the Florians. He can't have just got Syndra's.
He was pretty redline.
Yes.
I've looked at the list.
Yes.
It was a very aggressive redline list. He was running the three blue D-reacts that everyone runs.
The traps.
Yep, the traps.
Yeah.
And,
no traps, yeah.
And a couple of yellows.
But for the most part,
he's
essentially doing
it was a red list. I have had a look. It's a very red list.
And I like Riptide as a whole. I like what he stands for. I like the idea of a ranger who is a trapper opposed to like a ranger. Long-term bow ranger sort of archer thing. As we've discussed a lot, it can be tough for Riptide to find his place in a metagame. However, he's creeping into top 8. He's making his mark. He's getting there.
He's probably not a great place going to Super Slam, to be honest.
Well, I don't put it like this. Sitting as a brute
is fun.
Sitting as a brute that isn't, I suppose, club or rock, I don't really want to sit opposite of Riptide.
Nobody does.
He was well. I
don't think anyone.
I do if I'm playing like Florian or
maybe, yeah.
Well, actually, no, I don't, because I've just cracked it. If he's playing Dreadball, you don't want to see him as an Earth hero either.
No, true.
So that he does have a nice little spot. So there you go. You've got another deck that you can play.
Yeah.
Just to make things difficult for ProQuest season.
Maybe I should put Riptide together.
I like where Riptide is. This would be a fantastic list for where to go from, and obviously he is getting a new card.
He's getting the bait card. The actual bait card.
He will be baiting.
An actual card with bait.
Masterful. And I'm excited to see how the impact that card has as well. I mean, I'm excited to see a lot of the impact of a lot of the new cards.
Like that is because apart from anything else, it's going to be niche. So people will see that bait card and have no idea how to play around it.
Well, they won't have a game plan into it for sure.
They won't have, it'll come along and they'll go, well, fine, I'm going to send this bait at you for one. I'm going to send this bait at you for nothing.
And then as an attack reaction,
I'm going to pump it to 1 with go again. Because that gets rid of the card that stops me playing the rest of my hand.
And then the Riptide will start salivating.
And then, so hold on. So the Riptide has, I want to talk this through. The Riptide has searched their deck, put a card on top, given their opponent the bait card. Okay, so there's a card
inherently, they have currently given their opponent 1 free damage.
They've given their opponent 1 free damage.
That's a good deal.
Send the bait card.
Yes.
Pump bait card to 1 with go again.
If they want to play their turn out, yeah.
If they want to play the rest of the turn out. And at that point, Riptide can flip pretty much any trap off. No, can.
Yep. Any trap.
Yeah, but how does he get the trap? It's
in his hand.
Oh yeah, he's got.
He drew it off the top.
Any trap in his hand, right?
He drew it off the top. Yeah, he put it there and he drew it. And that's not implying that he didn't already just have a trap in his hand that he wanted to Arsenal.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He put it there in his turn and then drew the. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course, that's what I'm missing. Is you give them the bait in your turn.
Yeah.
And then they've got bait in front of them.
What you can do is you can do it at the start of your turn, present some attacks and catch them off guard if they've got like D-reacts in hand because they can't play them because they got the bait.
Yep.
Or you do it at the end of the turn after presenting this big turn, forcing some blocks out of them, and then saying, "Oh, and by the way, here's some bait. Enjoy the turn that you were, setting up by blocking or taking damage to present." Because again, if they go no blocks and eat like 14 damage off you with a blood drop, and then you say take the bait because they were hoping to come back with a 5-card hand, and the card you find is collapsing.
There are some mean traps in Riptide.
Well, there's these legendary traps, right? Which I think fundamentally is what they're expecting you to get. But you're going to get your collapsing trap. You're going to get your buzzsaw trap. You're going to get the other one. You can
stop a turn there.
You can stop a turn. You can stop it like cold.
Yeah.
Like if you rip a collapsing trap into any aggro deck that they're not going to be happy with you. Put it like that. They're not. Yeah.
And now you've got tempo, and you can send whatever you want to them.
And again, like we said, this red line list is presenting decent value, decent on hits, blocking quite well.
Toby, you've given me something difficult to think about.
Well, I would argue that unless you have a very concrete game plan into Verdance, it's a very tough sell, because if the Verdance knows what she's doing and not bringing D-Reacts, then maybe...
Verdance is tough, I think, any which way that I play
Yeah.
it. So that's something I will have to discuss with testing team.
But anyway, this player, Brandon Robertson, did very well with Riptide, and that's before even being able to present bait.
Before bait, yeah.
The next up is a hero that we've already heard a few times, another Florian. Well, again, I think he's a good spot. I think he's been in a good spot for a little while. I think people have been playing Gravy instead of him. I think maybe some of the stronger players might have been keeping an eye on him, keeping tabs on him in the background, knowing that he's going to be strong. And then we get a slip through the cracks.
Yep.
So the one Slippy has made their way in, again making a top 8, and again in Chicago, like an American Battle Hardened is by far a very difficult place to string together the 8 wins necessary for a top 8. So kudos to them. Again, doesn't seem to have made too many crazy changes to the list.
Kano. You could bait a Kano.
You could bait a Kano, John. Yes.
That'd be amazing.
And then we have another Florian in Kevin Saravanan. Good name. More Florians. Then we have an Ausilio and another Ausilio. And then, do you know who won Chicago?
No, I don't.
It was small town name, never heard of him. Brody Spurlock?
Oh. What was he on?
He was on his favourite, the deck that he's renowned for at this point, Fang Drakive Blades.
Okay.
It almost makes me wish we had cameras. We could have caught that look on your face, John.
Okay.
But again, a fantastic meta call. We've been saying it locally for a little while now that Fang's looking to be in a good spot.
Fang's
even
in a good spot.
with Gravy at the top.
Yep.
And obviously if Earth is again coming to the top, then Draconic
Yep.
is kind of where you want to
So
be.
Fang's strong.
Fang's strong. Fang is very strong when obviously piloted well. It has a lot of space for errors that will lose you the game. And sometimes you'll make no fealty in the first 4 turns and you'll just struggle along. Sometimes you'll make 3 fealties in 1 turn.
Yep.
And you'll be the best deck in the format.
That's it.
So you get a bit of variance in that regard too. But obviously Brody's renowned for being able to eke every last iota of value out of the decks he plays. Obviously case in point being his Azalea list that brought him a lot of success not too long ago, all things considered.
Nope.
And that's it. That's your wrap up for the Battle Hardens for anyone who cares.
Diverse meta. Lots of Ausilio, lots of Florian.
Yes.
But I...
And a smattering of other
other things, but I think...
And that's not to mention the decks on the fringes too, the ones that lost their winning ins or bubbled.
Yep.
We're seeing an array of other heroes and stuff around as well. Like, as ever, I was saying it when the bans came into place, we had a pretty open meta game for that. We had like strong deck.
And it stays open.
But that's the thing. Even though we've made some changes, even though we've sort of jiggled the top decks around a little bit, it still remains incredibly open.
Yeah.
I think, case in point, it is Eugene, but if Ryan is making it to a top 8, the potential is there for any hero to do.
Yes, true. True.
So,
just skill issues.
He's playing a Sapphire Amulet, John.
What's that one do?
Exactly. It's the intellect one.
What?
Yeah, you crack it, you get one extra intellect. No go again. So got to play an AP to play it, an AP to crack it. Yeah.
So what, you all scabs? Hope you get 2
Oh,
AP
you roll
in.
scabs, you drink your little sippy cup with your golden rum.
Yep.
Ryan's got access to more AP than ever before.
Maybe Rhinos time to shine?
Well, I wouldn't say that, John.
No?
Not in polite company.
Really? Okay.
I have been brewing
You
a
keep your
super
secrets.
Rhino.
You keep your secrets.
I mean, we can discuss some of these potential Rhino cards in a little bit if you've got time, but because I could
Well,
go for hours.
I know. And talking of potential Rhino cards, done the Battle Hardens.
We have.
The other big bit of news has been spoiler season.
Oh, I haven't been paying attention, John.
No?
Have there been any spoilers? What for?
I think there was one for some Guardian. Something about a reviled card.
Maybe 1 or 2. I've heard of reviled
one
cards.
Or 2 reviled cards. It's
maybe some revered cards.
Oh, 1.
Maybe 2.
And like an aura one.
Maybe there's a few aura ones. There are some fantastic cards already that we've seen in this spoiler season, John. Like,
it's been very exciting.
I think I've sold the bit long enough. I'm incredibly excited for a set that seems almost custom catered to me as an individual and as a player of the game. It's very kind of them to do that for me. Obviously, like I said earlier, I don't think we can go over all of them, but we can go over a few choice ones.
What's your favourite so far?
My favourite so far has a name. Now, unfortunately, I haven't. You haven't quite committed all the brute cards to memory.
We didn't prepare this yet. So while you're searching for it, I think last's going to be really interesting.
I know he's going to be interesting. I'm interested.
Just pushing the edges of annoying your opponent, basically.
Well, yeah. Can you win by annoyance? But also, he's fundamentally, and again, I think this is a reasonable way to approach the problem of Guardian that LSS may have written themselves into, is that you have to really expand that design space.
Yeah.
Because the design space that Guardian is currently holding, and has been holding for the game's entire lifespan pretty much, thanks to Bravo, maybe doesn't, well, there's no maybe about it, it doesn't cut the mustard. It doesn't do the job anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to push a different direction. And while Lyath is going down and out, it would appear that Pleiades is going instant speed and up.
Yes.
So she's going to go very tall. I think Lyath has the potential to also go tall, paradoxically. But they're pushing the design space. Like I said, they're really pushing the envelope. They're seeing what they can get away with. I think there's potential for them to push some very strong combinations and some very strong turns and some very strong heroes.
You've got Guardian head jab now.
You certainly do, John. You certainly do. But you have a lot of Guardian things that you wouldn't think Guardians have access to, right? Yeah. You wouldn't immediately put Guardian as a deck to present multiple chain links with on hits.
No.
And yet, I think that will be part of what Lyath encapsulates.
Lyath's just going to be so annoying to play against. It almost makes me wonder if I should be building him, because those decision points, it'll be like Arachne and Slippy.
It will
be too many decision points. There will be too many options.
A lot of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And yeah, I think that's going to make him really strong.
And there's going to be a lot of critical intimidates. You go, I really wish you hadn't intimidated that card.
Yeah.
And Lyath's going to go,
yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm the villain.
Oh, well, I do care, because I'm glad I intimidated that card now, so I can blow it up.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll get to that one in a bit. The card in question I was talking about.
Yes, your favourite card so far.
So far is Show of Strength. 2 cost, brute attack action. Attacks for 8, blocks for 3. Those are some good numbers, John.
Those are good numbers.
And it gets -1 for each card with 6 or more power defending it.
-1 for each card with 6 or more power defending it.
So a card that you don't really want to be throwing into your fellow brutes or your guardians, but you're probably quite happy to throw into everything else.
Yeah.
Especially at the back of a Blood Rush. So a card that I can immediately see as being played as a playset in, if not every brute, then certainly KO, Reiner. Depending on where Tough Nut's sort of colour pie ends up, if he's got the space for reds, you could probably stick it in that too. Fundamentally, I think in the decks that play it is copies 4 through 6 of Swing Pig.
Yeah.
In KO's case, copies 7 through 9 if you're carrying Red Bear Fangs, which is pretty good. We have another one in not Jaws of Victory, although I do like that card. In Reckless Stampede. This was Lupine Fiasco's spoiler. Which is a 2-cost attack for 7. Tell me if you've heard this one before.
Yep.
This one blocks 0.
Okay, that's fine.
Very brute coded.
Yep.
Whenever a card defends this,
yep,
clash with the defending hero.
Yes.
The winner deals 1 damage to the other hero.
Oof.
Each hero may put their revealed card on the bottom of its owner's deck. So, if you thought going to 2 was pretty bad against brutes, what if I told you that they can now pressure you attacking as well? Picture this, John. You're at 3 life.
Yes.
You've masterfully manipulated your life total.
Yep.
To stay out of reckless swing range.
Yep. Which we know to do.
Which we know as
let's say we're on 5.
Players.
Let's say we're on 5, because the double reckless swing is rough.
Okay, we're on 5.
Yep.
Your opponent blocks your hand out relatively well and plays Reckless Stampede, attacking you for 7.
Attacking me for 7. So, okay, so I'm on 5. I'm just going to attack for 7.
You're being attacked for 7.
Okay.
Let's give you the benefit of the doubt, John.
Yep.
And say that you have 2-3 blocks in your hand.
Ooh, 50-50, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You can block with them both.
Block them both. I can block 6. Easy.
You could even throw in the one block that you have maybe on your final spring tunic.
That's gone.
You can throw in the one block you have on another piece of equipment. Anything to keep you off of that very important 4 life total.
I've just stuck 3 cards in front of it. My last 1 block card and 2 3s.
Yeah.
2 3 blocks in order to hold on to the card in my arsenal and the other 2 cards I got.
And to stay at 5.
And stay at 5.
Unfortunately, John, you've blocked with 3 cards.
Yes.
So we're clashing 3 times.
Oh.
And I'm a brute. Which means there's a high chance I've got something with a bit of oomph on top of the deck.
Can I play KF ProQuest?
You can play KF ProQuest.
You sure?
Yeah, you might have to get your own copies of these though, because I'll be playing these in Rhino. But and that is the benefit of a card like this. It is that little bit of extra reach that brutes sometimes find themselves lacking.
I'm sorry, Max. I'm sorry, Max. I did
I'm
want
already
to.
thinking.
I so wanted to. I so wanted to, Max, but
now this card isn't without downsides, John.
It doesn't block, but who cares?
What if I'm at 1, John, and this is my Hail Mary, and my Reckless Swing is on top? Not only do I lose, John, but I've now added 6 more cards added to the illustrious company of Beast Within that have the potential to just kill me on the spot if I'm at 1. Which I think is incredibly brute-coded. So that card I'm also very excited for. 1, because of the game, and I love the way it is. But 2, in that I do think it is an inherently very strong card. And there is a 3rd pure brute card, because let's be honest, I'm incredibly biased. That did catch my eye. There's not to mention there weren't a lot of revered brute cards that also caught my eye. But this one specifically, Visit the Boneyard, as a blue 0-cost instant, so no block on this one either.
Yep.
That lets me put a card with 6 or more power from your graveyard on top of your deck, and makes me a Vigor token.
Okay, sounds good, because now you've got a Swing Big, or whatever that new one is.
Or whatever that new one is, that I can set it up for my next turn.
Yep.
Or I can put together a 3-card hand that is a blue, a Bare Fangs, and this, except this is actually putting a Beast Within from my bin on top of the deck.
Oh, yeah.
Or a Sea Legs from my bin on top of the deck.
Yeah.
Also, what I would like to point out is that anyone who's played a lot of Heavy knows that the Vigor token is exclusively shared between Warriors and Guardians. The Brutes didn't have really a way in their kit to make Vigor.
Oh, yeah.
They had like Down But Not Out, and they had like Nasty Surprise and stuff. But in the Brute kit, you got Agility and you got Might. Those were the Agility. Those were the Brute tokens.
That seems
so
reasonable.
Making a Vigor is inherently, it seems to be something that Tough Nut is doing to help, set up those turns where he's obviously a card down and he might pitch a red off the top or a yellow off the top and he needs a blue, so the Vigor token helps fill the math out. Giving this, and this will be for Reiner. This is a Reiner card. KO's not going to play this. He doesn't want to run the misses. There's a potential that RKO plays it if he plays a bit more of the draw discard, but again, by virtue of being able to make his own 6s, maybe he's not playing as many true 6s. Maybe Levia plays it, but I haven't seen Levia in a while.
No.
I think this is not only a Reiner card, but a good Reiner card, and a card that can have a real big impact.
Don't get too excited, Toby.
I'm already quite excited, John.
You're going to play Rhino, aren't you?
I'm going to give him the old college try.
Do you know what? We're going to go to 6 events.
Well,
back.
we are going to hit ProQuest season pretty hard.
So there is a world where you play Rhino.
At
one of them. Get out your system.
Well, unfortunately, John, it'll be quite hard to play at one of them if I win the first one.
Play at the first one?
Yeah, and just win that one with Rhino. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Play at the first one. Win that one with Rhino.
Maybe I will, John.
Life is good.
Maybe I will.
Then you got out your system, and we've driven a ridiculous distance to play meme decks at the first ProQuest. Got out of our system.
Yeah.
You can play Rhino. I can play Max. You can destroy my equipment in the final.
Yeah.
And
you're right. Yeah.
And we get the meme decks out of our system.
And then you can borrow KO for week 2.
And I can borrow KO for week 2.
No, there's an incredible amount of cards, and these are the ones that have been spoiled, John. I'm still waiting for the glue. I'm still waiting for the commons and the rares.
Yep.
That's the real meat and gravy of the set.
Well, it's so good they ban them.
Well,
those are the ones they ban.
They are the ones.
That's how strong they
are. Yeah, I'm very excited. Obviously, those are my 3 best hits.
Yeah.
There's obviously considerably more. If we had more time, I'd go through all of them with you, John. Instead, I'll leave it for the...
I'm really
the
sad
group
now,
chat.
actually, because I was really, really excited going into this season. It's really hard to. There's loads of cool stuff out there.
Yeah, so it's awful, isn't it, to have so many cool decks to play?
But yeah, it is, Toby. I want one deck that is good and that I just can learn.
Yeah.
And that's it. Who needs anything else?
Who needs anything else?
Ugh.
I actually think we're getting a spoiler in real time, John.
Are we?
Yeah.
What is it?
It is, cut a long story short.
It's not energy potion coded then.
No, it's actually the complete opposite of energy potion.
No.
It is a yellow guardian attack action.
Yep.
0 cost.
Yep. Guardian attack action at 0. Another one.
0 cost. Attack
Yep.
for 3.
Attacking.
Where have I heard that one before?
Head jabs again.
If this has power greater than its base, it gains +1.
Yep.
Already interesting, because if you give
Yep.
it +1, it actually gets +2. And it has tower, which I'd like to remind you is if the attack has 13 or more power, it starts on 3. It gains on hit, your opponent discards a card. No, I lied. They discard their hand.
What? The hand?
Oh,
So wait.
And the art is him cutting off the hand. Because he's discarding his hand. He's cutting a long story short, and he's cutting his hand off. He is also...
So clever.
Also, and again, this is our weekly mandated mention of Finley. He is a dwarf. Finley's favourite character archetype in Flesh and Blood.
We're still getting dwarves at some point. We've got to.
We've got them.
Well, yeah, but as a hero.
0 for 3 seems to be the dwarf number.
Yes, 0 for 3. So, how are you pumping it to 13? It's a 0.
Yeah.
No pummel.
No. Towering Titan. Red.
What's that do?
Well, the red one costs a measly 9 to play as an aura. Crucible
so
card,
you're on a
by the way.
5-card hand.
On a 5-card hand,
Seismic
it's
Surge.
possibly easy.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't need a Seismic Surge for this, so...
True.
Because it costs 0. But, you play Towering Titan.
Okay.
You wait a turn, because it doesn't have go again.
Oh, okay. No, so fine. Yeah, cool.
You set it up, you Arsenal this, and then it cracks. You throw, cut a long story short, it gains +9, but actually gains +10, because it
Yes.
gains the extra +1.
So that's on 13.
So now it's on 13.
Ooh.
Now, one key thing about this and the other one we saw earlier on, obviously 0 cost Guardian card, is that it doesn't have Crush, and it doesn't have cost greater than 3. So neither Valdor or Bravo can give this Dominate.
Yep.
The only way to make it have any degree of evasion is it the Confidence token? Is that Pleiades' new token, the Confidence token, that means you can only block with 2 cards full stop?
Don't know.
It's kind of like tweaked overpower. Because that, if you can block with 2 cards and you choose Sink Below, this is still going to hit you. And it's going to do a chunk, and you're going to discard your hand. And it costs 0, John. And it has a dwarf on it.
And it's
And it blocks 3.
a special rare.
And it is a super rare.
Super rare.
Super rare.
Sorry,
and the super rares in this
special
set
rare.
are all over the place. Because some of them look like limited bombs.
Yep.
And some of them look like constructed all-stars. and there's just no in between.
No.
Like this, for example, could be either.
Yeah.
It could be both.
It's
Or it could be neither.
it's
All I know is I love him. And he's great. And I can't wait for it to be thrown at me. Oh, what's the other thing? It's buffed by Belittle and Nimblism.
ugh.
Yeah.
Nimby Pleiades.
Well, not Pleiades, John.
Oh.
Let's think of someone with a bit of a shorter stature that might benefit from maybe growing a bit taller. It's a Lariath card, John. This is what Lariath's going to be doing.
I know this is a hero that's going to be really annoying to play against.
They have very ingeniously made the tower hero the dwarf. And I think that in itself deserves a round of applause. Also, as a man who has tried to play Towering Titan before in like Potion of Luck Bravo, I think Towering Titan, this is finally its time in the sun. I think Lariath will be playing Towering Titan, and he will be resolving it, and he will be hitting you very hard with it. or something.
Or something.
Because again, if he gets to present Towering Titan and then essentially block with, well, all 5 of his cards if he arsenals this,
Yeah.
and then gets to throw it, it gets halved down to 1, and then it gets buffed up to 11. All he would need to keep is like a nimbleism and throws it over the top. That's pretty good. That's actually really good.
That's really good. I don't like Lath. I don't want to play against Lath. I feel like that's a lot of brain space
I do think Lath's fundamental weakness will be a lot of pressure, because obviously his cards don't block individually very well. So if you're presenting a lot of breakpoints like ninjas tend to do, I think he might struggle. He also doesn't have the benefit of a good equipment suite, because obviously
I think he's also going to take people a really long time to pick up.
Maybe.
I think he's looking like a complex hero.
It's going to be hard to perfect. I think obviously good players will probably put a good build together pretty early. But,
yeah, of course. But
if anything from like the last few sets is to go by, all the decks tend to have a lot of potential. It's just a matter of not only figuring out that, but obviously getting the reps in to figure out their matchups and such, and adjusting to a metagame and all that jazz. It's easier said than done.
I want to play Max, Toby.
You can still play Max.
I think Max could do really well.
I think Max is a fantastic armory deck to play at armory.
I don't even think I need to open the armory deck to play the Max build I have in mind. That's
I don't mean the armory deck Max. I mean to play at our local.
Oh, right, yeah, fine.
I don't think you should play the armory deck.
No.
I do think, however, I mean, there's a world where Max can nab a ProQuest.
Oh, he's done it once.
Not to put too many ideas in your head, John.
No.
I don't mean that you'll necessarily be the one to nab said ProQuest.
I know.
But I do think a lot can be said about heroes that don't necessarily get a good rep, and under the right conditions, with the right bit of luck, and a very dedicated and committed pilot, they can carve their niche.
Well, hey, look, Rhinar made a top 8, right?
Eugene made a top 8.
Okay, well, yeah.
I will be building a Rhino deck that I can pilot.
Yes.
For the ProQuest season.
Oh, okay. You should play Rhino.
If Eugene is winning like multiple ProQuest, then maybe it's time to start picking up his lists. But
this is actually maybe that one time. It's a new boot set. There's some new Rhino cards. This is maybe that one time when you should play Rhino.
It's the closest. This is
as good as it's going to get.
Unfortunately, I put all this time into Gravy. But you could argue that if by some stroke, some miracle, I don't win the ProQuest at Portsmouth with Rhino. Again, I know it's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe, yeah.
If I don't win it, I could then play Gravy at future ones.
This is true.
Or KO.
Or KO. I'm playing KO because I lost. If you won.
If I win week 1, then in theory you would have lost week 1. That's true, yeah.
That's true.
Very true. Very true.
It's true. So, everyone else in the car. So it's going to be a fun ride home.
Well, if I win on Rhino, it will be a very fun drive home. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
I need to find a Verdance to get some reps into.
That's the problem.
Yeah? Okay, we need to do that.
Also, local judge extraordinaire.
Local judge extraordinaire, Matt, too.
Renowned player of Verdance that he affectionately calls his favourite shit deck.
Yep.
He's got a lot of reps on.
He has got a lot of reps on.
Ryan is also distinct member of.
Okay, because I think Verdance is
receiving cup of TCG, by the way.
Verdance feels like
he's been putting a lot of time on Verdance as well.
Yeah, Verdance feels tough to prepare for this meta. I think you can prepare for a lot of other things and cover a lot of bases, and you're always going to miss Verdance whichever way you try and cover it.
I think people will be blowing the dust off their Oasis Respites real soon, John. I think there'll be a lot of use for the old Oasis Respite, not just for blocking arcane damage. I think we might want to prevent the occasional tall Guardian attack as well.
Yeah.
The issue is, do you want to play Oasis Respite in a format where Intimidate's about to be all over the place?
Oh.
It's a lot worse when it's in there by itself.
It's actually quite an exciting time. It's everything's all over the place, and everything's going to be all over the place again in 2 weeks?
Approximately 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So,
and we have a week until. So this weekend, obviously, the Montreal opening weekend, we get the full set release. We get to see what's popping.
Yep.
We also get Army Deck Pleiades.
Yep.
So you can see what's in that. We get to see what her weapon actually does, which is pretty cool too.
Yep.
Pleiades being probably the sleeper of the four. People.
Well, hold on. She's the one getting the army deck, so we all actually know
So she's going to be the best one.
She
yeah,
will be the best one. We know this. It's just we don't know how yet.
Yeah, and they'll let us know real soon with this army deck potentially. So the world it's very much all up for interpretation soon. To the point where maybe the discussion of the battle hardened decks was completely moot and pointless because we're going to have a whole new meta game in 2 weeks' time.
I mean, it's fun, but it will be a whole new meta game. Will Florian still?
It'll be interesting to see what carries over.
Good.
What does carry over?
And again, people are putting the reps in now to decks they want to play to ProQuest. So a lot of the decks that did well here are because people are putting the reps in.
Yep.
They're not going to switch from that deck. They're going to try and tech it for their expected meta.
Well, a lot of them won't. Some might, but a lot of them won't.
They'll try and tech it for the expected meta. That's my argument for still playing Syndra, is that she's the deck I've got the reps on. She won't be bad.
Nope, she won't be bad.
So,
and there'll be generics in this set too that may find their way into the common.
Have we seen the Draconic spoiler yet? I don't think we have, actually.
Not to my knowledge.
I don't think we have. No. There's something for everyone in Super Slam.
That's what they've said.
That's what they promised.
There'll be another
Jimmy
dust,
has promised.
You personally.
I was
there.
I was on the receiving end of the video, so yes.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep,
you were there.
Yep. It was over YouTube, so it was very personal.
Well, I've received some cards for Rhina, so I suppose it is the case.
There's something for everyone in Super Slam was the promise. So we still need to see how this shakes out because someone's going to get something busted. But who is it? And will we find it in time?
It's Rhina. I just told you.
Do you know what? It might be Rhina. It might be. I can't gainsay you that. No. It might be Rhina. It might actually be Rhina's time to shine.
It's the beauty is that you can say anything on a podcast, John. Like, no one's going to hold you. No one's going to hold you culpable.
Like, okay. Let's talk about saying anything in podcasts. We said something.
Well, not anything, John.
We said something a few weeks ago. We've had a question.
We did get a question.
We did get a question.
Oh, we should have done that at the start, really.
Well, maybe I'll put this in as the cold open.
Well, we can put it in as a hot open.
A hot open. Okay.
Okay, let's just announce it as question time.
Okay. So, we got a question.
For question time.
For question time. Do I really need to call it question time?
No, we can workshop that.
Like, I'm bad at naming things, Toby, and that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Q&A with T&J.
What did they call you?
Come on, that was brilliant! What?
Question time with John Potion.
Question time with John Potion.
I like John Potion a lot.
John Potion and Tobe Energy.
TB Energy. Stobe Energy just sounds like Stobe Coin or something like that. No, I like John Potion.
Question time with John Potion.
And friends. What's the question, John?
Why is Draconic Ninja going to be good into Guardian and Brute? I can't see why that's relevant.
Did we mention anything about that?
I mean, we talked a little about Rhinar, but he's not going to be good. He's not actually going to be good.
I think he's going to be quite good.
And no one's going to be playing Draconic Ninja. Did we say that?
We might have said that. I think what I
feel we've locked ourselves in there.
Specifically was that I think both Draconics are going to be very strong into an Earth meta game. And the idea was that if Brutes and Guardians are strong, Earth Heroes, which slip at the top.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, if they're going to be strong, Earth Heroes will rise up.
Earth Heroes will be strong because, in theory, the game plan that Brutes and Guardians want to play to is also the game plan that Earth Heroes want to play to.
Yep.
And so, in theory, the Draconic decks would come in and then sweep up those Earth Heroes while still having a decent shot into Brutes and Guardians. I wouldn't say either of them are particularly favoured.
It's not favoured, but I think Draconic is okay into Care. I actually think at the moment, not with the new cards, it's probably favoured into Rhino.
I would say actually it's probably less favoured into Rhino.
I know.
No, that's not even me just being Rhino's biggest fan. Rhino can and will block Syndra's breakpoints and will pressure Fang enough.
And Levia, where's she?
Mansant put in a good run at the AG Open with Levia. I think she's got chops. She'll take some of these cards quite happily and use them to fill out her other gaps. The issue is every Brute card she plays that isn't a Shadow card is detracting from her Shadow game plan. But it does mean that she just plays more, just exclusively the power cards for Shadow. and maybe just plays essentially a Rhino plus dot deck. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's all you need.
Archaea. Still don't know what he's doing.
No one knows how he's going to play.
No one knows he's playing.
The first team to solve him will be a huge boon.
I actually think Tough Nut will be overwhelmable.
I think there's more to Tough Nut than meets the eye. I think below his kindly and soft facade is a battle-hardened veteran of culpable cunning and quick wit.
And then Guardian, the problem that Draconic faces into Guardian, I think I've said this before, is you got to completely change how you play the deck to win. And that's why the win rate is low. I actually think if you completely change how you play the deck, you really scare the Guardian players.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Again, it used to be, a long time ago, Fi was favoured into Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo, the Guardian, with all the on-hits, all the crushes, Fi would overwhelm him.
Yeah.
Fi would just do too much damage for Bravo to deal with. Bravo would get the space to throw an attack, and if it lined up with Fi's defense reactions or he had the equipment to block it, then he's just taking all this damage for nothing, and the game continues as it was.
Yeah.
It was only the advent of Victor and being able to draw cards on block through Test of Strength and Trounce that started to pivot that matchup the other way. And even then, sometimes Syndra's power like output is just too much.
Yeah, it is. And you know, I know very good Victor players who are scared of Draconic Ninja because...
Well, you are very much playing with fire when if you miss a single clash on Test of Strength, you reveal a pummel. Yeah. You could lose on the spot.
Yep. So they're not unfavoured matches for the Draconics.
No. Again, a skilled pilot with a lot of reps will have the game plan.
And if we're going to the Guardian Brute Earth meta, I think that's actually quite it's not a difficult segment of the meta for Draconic to cover.
No.
Like if you're going to... Okay, so you will take some bad matchups with your build, but they won't be Brute Guardian Earth matchups.
They won't be unwinnable.
You'll be able to... The mirror will be horrendous.
Well, was it?
But the... and I don't just mean the hero mirror, the Draconic mirror will be horrendous.
Well, I have always felt that Fi is obviously the weakest out of the three, and that in theory Fang preys on Syndra. I don't know if necessarily that ends up being the case with the ways the ways the decks shake up.
Yep.
But it does feel that by virtue of having his full set of equipment and dynamos, Fang usually finds the space to block out early and then present good enough hands into Syndra.
So there is as well. I should just play Syndra and put the meme decks down.
Yes.
And
I think Syndra's incredibly strong. I think she's well positioned. I think if you have access to her card pool currently, I think she is definitely a deck worth practicing for ProQuest season and Edinburgh as well. If you want to come to Edinburgh.
Want to play cool decks again. I've been playing Syndra all year.
Syndra is cool.
Syndra is cool. It's true.
Mono red is cool, John.
It's very hot.
Red deck does win.
Okay. I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
It was great.
I loved it.
I had a great time.
I learned a lot. Very educational.
You're welcome.
They should push this out in schools.
Well, we could.
Now that the 15-year-olds are taking over the...
Well, yes. True. Open the schools.
Yeah.
And send the Wonder Kids back to them, please, because I can't beat them.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode of Energy Potion, a Flesh and Blood podcast. If you liked it, please consider subscribing for more. If you disagree with any of these opinions, please let us know in the comments and we'll either defend them robustly or completely cave and agree with you. This podcast was made possible with help from the team at Le Bon 22 Productions and a special donation from the Cracked Bauble Appreciation Society and their sponsors.